Hey Hometalk friends, happy Friday! How's your Friday going? It's Sonya coming to you live today from my DIY studio. You get to peek in on me today as I get ready to knock out another project using old books and turning them into something beautiful. I'm going to show you guys how to really just give a whole new look to old books that you're ready to get rid of, and how to display them and make them look beautiful, and even use them as centerpieces for your home. So as everybody is logging on here, I want you guys to say hello to me. I want you to tell me where you're watching from, and say hi, say hello, say hi live, because number one, it lets me know that our Facebook TV channel is working, and number two, it ain't no fun talking to yourself, right? So say hello to me as you log on. As I said, I am Sonya, owner of the Shabby Shop, and I'm coming to you live right now outside of Pittsburgh. My hubby is the cameraman. Say hello.
Hello.
So log on. We'll do some shout outs here in just a second, okay? So old books. Right now, who's got old books on their hands and are like, what the heck do I do with them? Tell me if that is you right now. You're wondering, what the heck can I do? Because there's not a whole lot that you can do with old books, right? I know. I've been around. Well, I started to get this idea when my lovely neighbor, dropped off an entire bunch of books to me that she was doing a clean out of a different home, helping them kind of just, declutter. And I thought, what can I do with them? So here's where we started. So I'm going to go ahead and get started as you guys are saying hi to me. And first I want you to grab your book. I want you to grab something to basically be able to spread your book open and put it right over the top of, okay? So go ahead and say hello. Matt, tell me, who do we have watching today?
Bindu and Avinash, and we have Mary and Christina, and we have Pam and Leah.
Pam and Leah, man, we got all kinds of girls and guys.
Sorry.
All over the world.
Yep, Dolores.
Hey, Dolores.
Carol Civarelli, Janicki.
Nice. Okay, guys, so what you see I'm doing right now is basically spreading paint over the cover of my book, okay? So if you're going to look for books and you're going to do this, make sure that you get a hardcover book, because those are the best to work with, all right? So I'm just taking some paint. This is our Junk Monkey paint. The most important thing for paint is that you want to get something that's going to stick really, really well, okay? So if these chalk-type paints work especially well, because number one, it gives you an old look, and number two, they dry super, super fast, okay? So, real quick here as we get started into our DIY project, if you're joining me, I'm showing you how to upcycle, repurpose old books that their next leg basically is to go off to the garbage pile, to the burn pile. And number two, we got a giveaway. Who doesn't love a good giveaway? So, my question is today, if you were to upcycle, repurpose, paint your books. I'm showing you the power of paint today, guys. What color would you do? Would you do something that's more of a neutral? Let me show you real quick some ideas. Would you go more of a neutral? I'm going to show you how you too can make these style books. Or would you go with something a little more fun, say, and go with a pop of color? So, for a chance to win a Hometalk tote bag, tell me, would you paint your book just like we're doing right now? Would you go with what color would you go with? Would you go with a neutral color? Would you go with whites, creams, or would you go with maybe something fun like teal? Because teal is one of the top trending colors right now in the home paint world. So if you're going to use these books for home decor, that could be a cool color, right? What's everybody saying? What color do you think they're going to do theirs?
Well, the first comment we had was teal before we even
answered see, we could be friends, guys. Listen, if you watch me on here and you watch me come on live on Hometalk at all, which, has ananybody seen any of the other projects that I do on here? Any other people?
Well, we have coral.
Hey, coral.
Deanne has said coral.
Oh, I was going to say coral. I love coral, too. That would be an awesome color.
We have orange. We have magenta and lime green.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Can you imagine all those colors stacked together, guys? And I'm going to show you as well how to decorate them and stack all those colors. So for those of you who love color just as much as me, or neutrals, we're going to show you how to make it like more farmhouse style, more rustic style, more whimsical, whatever you want, okay? So I've just painted my book. For those of you who are joining me here, we're upcycling books. Just painted my book in a navy, okay? So the trick is here, guys, ask me how I come to understand this setup, because I painted this so many times with books that I end up getting painted myself. This is the easiest way. Open your book, put it on a bowl, a jar, whatever you got, okay? Go ahead and put your paint over it. Now the magic of television, I'm going to put this to the side. Da, 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 da. We're going to put this over here. See, it's impossible not to get paint on yourself. I'm just telling you, right? As a girl who is a painter for life, it happens. Paint happens. Oh, well, that just shows where the fun has been, right? Who's with me? Who else out there loves to junk and pick and haul and create and to just find stuff for cheap. So like books, right? So here's one that's now painted. I just showed you it's dried. So it's dried to a flat matte look. So because I want to make these books look really, really old, just kind of like old and wretched, and they've been around, they've got generations of use, the chalk type paint is perfect to use on this. So once your book is painted, you're going to close it up, okay? The book will close nice, and then you take the same color and you basically fill in where the page edges are, right here. So what do you guys think so far? Are you following me? Am I giving somebody out there ideas for like if you have books in your home? And who right now has books in the basement and they're getting wet, they're getting damp, I need to do something with them. Maybe you had a yard sale, nobody took them home. Maybe you're cleaning out a house of somebody, their estate, and you're like, what do I do with all these hardcover books? Because nobody wants them anymore. You can try to give them to your library, but sometimes they're even full and they don't even accept them. So you're like, what the heck do I do with them? Well, before you burn them, before you throw them out, you can totally paint them and transform them into something else. And I am a lover of books, so I will tell you that I feel like every time I burn a book, a piece of me dies. Anybody else out there like that? Like, seriously, cannot bring themselves to burn or throw away a book. What's everybody
Chrissy
saying?
is a history major, and it would be perfect for her decor.
Oh my gosh, Chrissy, girl, stay tuned. You're going to love this, okay? You're going to absolutely love this. And everybody's going to be like, where'd you get that idea? How'd you guys do that? So cool, right? I've got my book fully painted, all right? So book lovers in the house, say hey. By the way, anybody reading any good books out there right now? I just started on the Harry Potter series. Because who agrees with me when I say that I didn't find this out till later in life, but believe me when I say, and you guys probably already know this, that books are way better than movies, right? Who else agrees with that? So again, with the power of television here, whoops, what I'm doing is I'm going to show you 2 books that I've already got painted, okay? So you saw me just paint the other book in navy. These are done in just a light cream colored, and I'm going to show you how to antique them. Anybody know how to use glaze?
So we got a lot of people that would never throw out their books. And
yes,
we have
right?
quite a few people, as suspected,
yep,
that would never paint their books.
Well, these are the books that actually, their next leg of the journey is to the garbage, to the trash. Because unfortunately, as much as we love books and we would hate for them not to be thrown out, they do get thrown out, right? So I am on a mission to save them in one form or another to be able to change them into decor so you can keep them. And if you really wanted to, you could totally open up these books later and read them, okay? Because the pages will continue to open. All right, so this is glaze, all right? I'm using antiquing glaze, and I'm spreading it all over. And just when you think like glaze on a donut, this is what happens when you put glaze on paint. It gives an old look, okay? So it's basically like a translucent medium that sits on top of your paint. And do you see how that ages? Do you see how it looks old? You can still see the color. You can still see the cream underneath it, but it's looking older, right? What do you guys think so far?
Dawn just picked up the Chip and Joanna Gaines book. She's starting to read that now.
I just read that. That was so good, right? Like, who else is a fixer-upper fan on here? Which I think this would totally be a Joanna Gaines approved project, because you are upcycling, you are repurposing old books. And when I show you guys how to stage these books in your home, maybe something like Joanna Gaines would do, you'll see what I mean when I say that, okay?
Deanna would like to know if glaze is just watered down paint.
No, glaze actually is not paint. It sits on top of paint. Just like you glaze a donut, you glaze a book. So a lot of times when you see things on Pinterest and they look really like, even like when you think about furniture, cabinets, and they have the darkening and the creases and that sort of thing, glaze is made so it doesn't cancel out your paint, okay? So it goes on top of it and it just gives it more detail. So here's the one before, here's what it looks like now. So real quick, all I do is put the glaze on top of it. You can see it's very, very light, very, very easy to be able to move it around your project, whatever you're doing. And so let's get it all over. And then the key to move it around is to put it on, work fast, and you can also move it around with some water though if you really wanted to. But the key is getting a lint-free rag, okay? That way you don't leave any woolies. There's no woolies left behind. So I tell people, like, you know, go to your dollar store and get some. Honestly, these wipes that I'm using right now, can you guys see that? They are a pack. This is a $1 pack. And I can't remember how many I get in here, but I'm going to tell you, I think it's like 10 or 12 for $1. You cannot beat that.
People want to know where they can get glaze.
Glaze. Okay, the glaze I'm using, you can find us at the very end. We'll tag ourselves if you want to use this glaze, but I'm going to be honest with you. If you guys go out there on the internet, you can totally go out and find all kinds of places for it. Glaze comes in different colors, okay? So it's made to replicate dirt. It's made to make things look old. So here's one here. You can see it's dried. I used even a darker glaze, okay? It's made to make things look just really like it's been around for a long, long time. It gives it that charm. And not just think about applying it to books, but you can apply it to any other decor that you do, whether it's wooden signs, furniture, cabinets, you name it, right? So you put the glaze on and automatically it just becomes older looking, right? What do you guys think so far? And that's kind of what I'm aiming for here. I'm kind of going for a rustic, farmhousey, you know, I can go whimsical with this if I really wanted to, but here's where I'm at the point right now.
I believe Julie has an idea about drilling a hole in the center of the books, putting a dowel through it, and making a book stop. I've also seen it done into lamps as well. Yes,
those are awesome. See, great uses. Absolutely great uses. And out of curiosity, with the group that I have on here today, I know it sounds like you guys are book lovers, which I am totally a book lover too. But out of curiosity, let's take a poll. Are you somebody that would rather have actually hold a book, or are you somebody that would rather maybe like read your book through your tablet, for example? So the online versus holding the good old-fashioned book. I know how I feel. I'm curious to see who else thinks the same way I do out there. So let's do a vote. Online or hold the actual physical book. You tell me, okay? And guys, don't forget as well, we've got a giveaway going on today. So as you're chatting and commenting, because this is a community, you guys can talk back to each other. You can talk to me. And by the way, I'll come on after and answer any of your questions as well related to this project. I would be more than happy to do that. But yeah, tell me, I'm curious. Book, actual book, or would you rather read online electronically? Okay, so next up, we're going to kind of start making these look a little bit special, right? Now, and I will tell you, if you wanted to at this point, you could also take a sand block. I love to use sandpaper, but my favorite is actually seeing it in the form of a sand block, because what I can do is just kind of, you know, get a good grip on it. I use these over and over again. I can go ahead and I can actually wash them out as well if I want to, but this is about a 60 grit sandpaper. So I'm going to make these books look just a little bit older.
So it looks like holding the book is winning out.
Right?
Yes.
What's everybody saying about that? Tell me.
Well, we got quite a few people like tablets. We had some people come in with one of my favorite audiobooks, but a lot of people are coming in with just hold the books.
Yeah. That's so smart, right? Like, seriously.
Yeah, Macy McNeil, nothing beats the smell of an old book.
I know. I love libraries. I love going to bookstores. And that's why I love doing this, because these books were destined to go. You guys will laugh at this, but how many, I'm going to tell my age here when I say this, but how many of you remember the encyclopedia guys that would go around door to door selling books? I can remember as a kid hearing them come to the door. And yes, my parents bought an entire... This is so funny, guys. This is actually the marketing that was inside of this entire set of encyclopedias that I inherited that was going to go to the garbage, to the trash, but now we're making them into decor today. But seriously, 1980s, right? And I don't even know like what we would do anymore, but I use Google like a verb. I am the let's Google it kind of person, right? But anyway, I thought this was so funny as I opened up this book today that I found this old piece of paper. So you see what I just did here, guys? I used my sand block, and do you see I'm bringing a little bit of the old book through. So it's already looking tattered and torn, right? You're totally seeing that? Now is where you kind of get to put some personality. So who else loves a good stencil? I am that person that can go and stand in line at the stencil section for a long time, and my hubby will attest to this, right, honey?
No comment.
Yeah. He's a wise, wise man. You see, we've been married for almost 20 years. He's a wise, wise man at this point. But yes, he waits for me in Hobby Lobby. Who else are my Hobby Lobby peeps out there, right? You know these already. These are probably stencils that you guys have even seen before. What's everybody saying so far?
Well, it's funny. Somebody mentioned, I missed the name, but what to do with the paper back? That's my issue.
Paperback, you could do the very same thing with them. I would just really, really flatten them out, maybe lay them between like some bricks or something like that, because once the paint sets on them, they should be pretty stiff, right? And when I show you how to bundle them together and to put them into decor, you'll see how actually your bundles could even work as well. So anyway, what do you guys think? I've got a anchor here for a stencil. This is just an all-over pattern, which is cool. Even found some of these cute owls. Any other owl lovers in the house?
Oh, yes.
Love
yes.
my owls.
Lots of owl lovers. lovers.
Yes, right? See, I love you guys on here. You're awesome. Yes, and guys, please share this video right now. Share with your friends. One of the cool things I do when I watch videos like this is I hit share because it shows up on my timeline for later. So if you don't want to lose this video and you want to watch it later because maybe you're watching in the car right now, I don't know, save it to your timeline. Hit share, tag your girlfriends, tell them to go grab some old books, and you're going to get ready and you're going to do some really cool home decor. So yeah, wouldn't this be cool for a beach lover, right? So here's where I'm going to do my handy dandy fancy trick with my stencil. The reason why I love stencils is because I don't have to go and I don't have to get my Cricut machine all ready.
Before you do that.
So easy. Yeah.
Before you do
Absolutely.
that. Everybody's saying owls, so you better put an
I
owl
will do
there.
the owl. You like the owl? See? Like, what is it about owls? Okay, let's do them all. Guys, these are so fast. I promise I'll give you a taste of all of them. But here is my best Hobby Lobby secret. Yeah, get your coupon that they print off the website where you can get 40% off. So these stencils you can see on here. I have a ton of stencils. They're $2.99. So what does that mean with 40% off? I don't know. Somewhere around half off, right? A little bit less than half off. So I can totally afford $2.99, okay? Because I am that person, like I said, that likes to thrift. And you can use these stencils over and over again. Okay, so I've got this really cool pattern on here. You guys like this one? What do you think of this one? It has like little dots and swirls. I think this is totally cool. It doesn't matter even if your stencil is a little bit outside of your book. That's okay. But as long as you get the most important part to lay on the top surface of your book, okay? And here's the important part to get that distressed look, okay? You're going to take your chip brush. This is just a cheap brush. You can get it at the local hardware store. These are anywhere from probably 85 cents to $1, somewhere around there. You're going to dip it in a little bit of paint. If you think you've got enough paint, even dip off a little bit less. This is called offloading your brush. So you want to take as much off as possible, and then you can go ahead and do the swipe. And I'm going to make, let me see, then I'm going to hold this down with my hands. This one's got a lot of fine pieces to it, but we're going to make it work. And what we're going to do is just totally just dab on a little bit of paint. I'm not trying to get it totally filled in all the spaces because I want this to look old. What's everybody saying? As I'm doing this.
Denise says she's thinking about doing the anchor for a wedding decor coming up.
Yes.
And I also have like a few people talking about metallic paints, which...
oh, that would be so cool, guys. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You could totally use metallic paints on this. So, I mean, you've even got me thinking for like a wedding. You could do a bunch of these. And what do you think about doing for like markers for a table? Think about that, right? Like, you know, here's the table you're at, you know, you guys are sitting at table number 3, and then you do a really cool 3 on your book, and I'll show you how to display it and make it into a centerpiece. What do you guys think of that?
Oh, they're loving it so far.
Good. I can't wait for you guys to see how this all comes out. I'm going to tell you, there's not a whole lot that you can do with books. You can look online, but I found it very hard to find things that I really, really like. But I did love the idea of bundling books together, especially old books, just to make them fit into my decor. Then I got the idea I could totally paint this because you know what? Chalk-type paints stick to just about everything, right? It dries down in a matte fashion. It's so easy to use. And by the way, one of the reasons why I like the matte look is, if you're going to go with a paint, is because if you want to make something look old, go with a matte paint. Because back in the day, they didn't have glossy paints. They made paints out of milk and things like that, and everything dried flat. So you ready, guys? Dun, da, da, da. Oh my gosh! Look what we got here, guys. Take a look. This is the cover of our book right now. Done with the stencil. We've painted it. We've glazed it, made it look a little bit old. And then we've got our final look right there, right? So here's also a quick tip. If you want to put some on the spine, by the way, give me hearts, guys. Give me hearts. Tell me what you think so far. Is this a cool idea? And would you do this? If you want to put some markings on the spine, you can also just kind of lay your stencil on the side. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just kind of pounce on it a little bit and fill in some of those spaces. Again, you want to make it look like the pattern's falling off of it, that it's so old that, you know what, it looks old already, right?
Yeah, people are talking about, of course, you can paint words and different things on the spine. People are asking, are you using acrylic paint?
This is actually a paint called our Junk Monkey paint right here. It's a chalk-type paint. So if you have your favorite, you can pull out yours. The key is having a paint that's going to stick, and also something that you can get in a matte, okay? Because that's going to create the overall look. You don't want anything that's too shiny or looks too new, because these books are not supposed to look new. So anyway, here we go so far, right? So I'm going to leave that right now. If I wanted to make it look even a little bit older, I could take my black paintbrush and just kind of like add some more edging to it if I really wanted to do that, and just kind of work on my piece, all right? So we're going to go ahead and let that one dry. Next up, who's all my beach lovers? All the anchor lovers in the house. Who we got? Say hello.
There's quite a few, but the owl lovers are bringing up the rear, so you better do some owls.
Oh, I'd never leave out my owl. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I love to paint owls, and you can just do so much with them, right? Everybody loves them. And you can put your own, you can paint owls and put your own little verbiage with them, like sayings and things like that for signs. So easy, so easy.
Here's a great idea.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in here, and they're saying, this is a great idea for customizing notebooks and journals for school.
Oh my gosh, whoever said that, you are brilliant. You are brilliant, and you've got plenty of time because school is just about to be let out. So you guys can spend some time over the summer. Pick a book, and yes, if you are using a chalk type paints, you can totally paint your notebooks. Absolutely. They'll stick on. You can do a custom. You can do any sort of thing that you want. It's so fun to be able to go and look at stencils. And when you do a stencil, look at this, guys. How cool is that? Who loves it? You guys loving it? What do you think so far?
Well, Charlene loves it. Loves the anchor. Her husband's in the Navy. So shout out to my naval service brethren there.
Woohoo! Yes, absolutely. So if you're doing themes for your bathroom, whatever the case might be, how cute is this? Okay, so we're going to let these dry. So far, I'm going to do the owl one in just a second. But here's one with an all-over pattern. Whoops! Here's one, got flying paintbrushes. Here's one with an anchor, okay? Do whatever speaks to you guys. Get a cheap stencil for $1 or $2. Use them over and over. Here's another one, kind of like if you were more of a modern, this is a pink and a black. Let's say, for example, somebody who loves modern, maybe Parisian, you know, more of a French-inspired. This is just a fun one. This is, remember when I was talking to you guys about even using them as like centerpieces for a wedding, for a table? You could put like numbers for whatever seat setting you want them to be on. This one's done in a chevron. What do you guys think of this one? Do you guys have a favorite so far that you've been seeing? This is actually a Mr. and Mrs. one. This one is done right here on a more of a bohemian kind of a style. And who doesn't love the classic starburst? So guys, hopefully this has given you tons and tons of ideas. Now, real fast, before we go, let me show you guys how to decorate them together. So, did you know that when you decorate with stacks of 3, that is the most satisfying look to the eye, okay? So yeah, think about 3 candlesticks, maybe in 3 different sizes. Think about 3 maybe pictures you put on your wall. So doing them in groupings of 3 is important. Then what I want you to do is go ahead and get some jute, okay? Twine, whatever you want to call it. Anytime you bring natural elements into your home, that is when your home looks really, really super cozy. So this is how easy it is. I'm going to take some, just basically wrap your books like a gift, okay? So I've put 3 of them together that I like. These books are dry, so for that purpose, I'm going to just grab these 3 colors right here. Then what I'm going to do is go ahead and tie them together. Nobody's going to see this part, so basically wrap them like a gift, but you don't have to do the whole flip thing and, you know, from all sides. Just do it that way. I'm basically doubling my twine because I want it to look like an old stack of books, like maybe, you know, the books have been carried. Think about when books were carried back in the day, back and forth to school. There we go, just like that. Packaging them up. We're going to tie them together. So who so far thinks that they would like to do this? Who has books right now in their garage, in their basement, and they're like, this is totally what I'm going to do, right? And if you go to a good auction, you can find like literally boxes of books. And here's again where the husband will testify, because one time he did go to the bathroom and I did buy the entire lot of books from a lovely lady by the name of Gladys. I purchased all her cookbooks, so I am a cookbook lover. Okay, so here we go. So we got our 3 books stacked together. How cool is that, right? Again, good old Hobby Lobby. What's everybody saying before I get to the stuff? Any questions?
Marcy said you could use an old leather belt as well to bind them.
Good idea. See, you guys have awesome ideas. This is just an embellishment right here that I got $3.99. Again, use your coupon, get it for half off or at least 40% off. This is a pre-made burlap. So the burlap kind of matches the string, right, with that twine on, with that jute on it, and it pulls it all together, guys. But anyway, look at this. Like, how cute is this? Stack that underneath there, put that like this, and there you go, right? You have the super cutest look for your table. You can put this together as a centerpiece. Okay, real quick, here's another quick idea for how to bring them together. These here, let's see here, let's find something. This one says Mr. and Mrs. on it. Let's put that one on the top for this particular look here. Again,
there are more people saying the belt. They love the belt.
See, I think that's
Next
brilliant.
time we'll have the belt.
You know what? You guys make me want to run out and get a belt, right? You're thinking thrift store? Would that be a good place to get one? Think about all the belts that go to die at thrift stores and nobody brings them home. Maybe they're not your size. And you go and you can find all different kinds. So now what I'm doing is, instead of using twine, I'm giving you another idea. So yes, you could totally use the belt. That's why I say I love you guys on here. This is just decorative trim. Again, you can do rhinestones. Depends on how glitzy you want to get and really just how special you want to make it. I'm just taking a little bit of the lace and I'm putting it around my books like you can see right here, okay? How cool is that? Now I've got some more embellishments. So seriously, if I could find skeleton keys when I go to auctions, I would be over the moon. But if you can't find the authentic ones, hey, just go ahead again. Good old Hobby Lobby, $4.99, guys. Listen, as I was getting prepared for this, I'm going to be honest with you. I went to the clearance section. So number one is always use your coupon. That's my biggest tip when you go to Hobby Lobby. But number two, did you know that there's also a clearance section right inside of Hobby Lobby over against the wall? When I see yellow, red, who else is with me? When you see yellow and red stickers, that it's like a beacon in the night that just draws you over and you can't help but look at all the goodness. So take a look at all these embellishments that I found, guys. Look, regularly $10.99 in the jewelry section, but heck, I can go to the clearance section and find them for $1.18. Say, give me hearts. Tell me if that is you too.
Jerry said for a Western theme, she would tie it with a bandana.
See? Oh, guys, you're awesome. Yes, leave all your suggestions here because I can't wait to read back over all of them. But also, as everybody else comes through and watches this on replay, and be sure to share. Share with your friends because this is the ultimate thing that you can do with the books. Do it in your own, just whatever makes you happy, but there's so much you can do, right? Put your own twist on it. I found these little gift tags. Cute, right? There's ones here I found that have, like, again, for $1.50. These are blank tags. I could write something on here. This is done with chalk paint. I found these at Hobby Lobby. These are just blank ones for $2.39. Even came with some twine. So, heck yeah. So all I'm doing now is I'm going to attach a tag because this really, to me, just speaks old. I like the look at that. I'm going to go ahead and put some twine through my keys here, hang some of my keys off of it on here. So again, if you, the question at the very beginning for a Hometalk bag, and hopefully you guys have got in on that as our project comes to an end here, but hopefully you've got in on that already. All I'm going to ask you is, what color would you paint your books if you were doing this? What color would you paint them? So, you know, maybe if you went with a nice cream color, these keys could also work very, very nicely with it, right? So I'm really liking how this is. I'm going to tie this together really quickly here. Let's see here. Let's just put actually, and it doesn't really matter how this sticks off because it's all supposed to be meant to be imperfectly perfect, right, guys? I even found this really cool one here. Look, it's a crown one. That would be super cute on it too, right? What do you guys think? Should I put it on it? Should I put the crown on it? Let's see what it would look like. Ooh, it has even all kinds of sticky stuff on it. We'll put it right here in the Mr. and Mrs. one. So there you go, okay? So there are two different ideas of how you can totally jazz up your books. Now, once your books are done, okay, and this is how they're looking. By the way, again, for a chance to win a Hometalk tote bag, what color would you paint your books? Would you go more neutral? Would you go more bold? What speaks to you?
Linda wants to know if you can still read the books after painting them.
You can. Just when you're actually painting, you actually don't even have, if you don't want to, you can just do the covers and not, remember how I showed you guys how to paint the inlay? Actually, would you pass that to me real fast? If you, I remember how I showed you guys how to paint the inlay of the book pages. You can leave that part out if you want to. That way your book still opens really, really easy. And then you're just changing the look of the book. So sometimes we have loved ones who have books and we just don't want to throw them out, right? Maybe they're no longer with us, but we have some of the things that belong to them. And if you can incorporate them into your home, it's a way for you guys not only to like the books that you still have, but to really, really love them and love on them and show them off. So here's an example. Let's say this is your coffee table or a small table that you have in the corner, or your nightstand, whatever. You take your stand, you're going to put your books on it just like that. Remember the old 1980s encyclopedias, right? Who remembers before? And then put something with it. What do you guys think? Is this something that you guys would do? Really simple, really easy. The power of paint, a little bit of glaze, some fun with stencils, and then you guys get to embellish how you want to embellish. Take a look at this fun one. This one even has teal, so for all the teal lovers in the house, right? Awesome possum. So guys, sharing is caring. Be sure to share this video and spread the word about all the fun stuff that you can do with books. And before I get off of here, I'm going to show you guys real fast, because I promised you that I would do an owl, right? So what, anybody got any last questions here while you have me on live? Leave a comment below and I will be more than happy as well to answer your question. What's everybody saying, Matt? Any questions?
And we have a winner!
Chicken dinner!
Denise Farmer with her red and gold pages.
Oh, red and gold. Oh, how cool. You'd like that too, babe, because, you know, being a Marine and all, right? Red and gold? Red and yellow?
Scarlet and gold.
There you go.
Scarlet and gold.
Very nice. All right, so here's my owl. One last quick tutorial. Put my owl on here. This is an idea too. If you're going to do something, you could not only, you know how I kind of showed you guys with an all over stencil, but if you only put it in the corner, if you're somebody that's planning to, there you go, there's my owl. How sweet, right?
I think you just stopped the Hometalk mutiny right there.
Did you guys like it? Oh, did I get the colors wrong? Is that why?
No, it was the owl. You were.
Oh, you loved it? Oh,
you
good.
kept telling them you were going to give them an owl.
Listen, guys. I love my owls. If you two want to have your owls, go to Hobby Lobby, $2.99. You can get those. I'm also going to be blogging about this as well, putting it up on Hometalk tonight, so you have all the steps there. But if you want the live video, share it to your wall right now so that you have it. Okay? Here's a cool thing.
Chrissy wants to know if you could put sheet music on with Mod Podge.
Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Yes, yes, yes. Do it. In fact, send me a picture, okay? Please, please, please do. So again, if you are doing stenciling and you want to do something really small and cute, you could put your monogram in the corner of your family. Maybe it's a family stack of books that you're keeping. You don't have to paint the edges if you want them to keep being able to be used. But this is cool because you can wrap something right around it and just put something at the very bottom corner. All right, guys, so I am calling this project done. About to sign off of here. If you guys have loved this, please send me hearts. Please say hello. You can join me over on my Facebook page where I love the DIY daily at Sonya Shabby Chic, Junk Monkey Paint. And also, be sure to subscribe here to Hometalk because I will be seeing you guys on here again soon. And in fact, at 3 o'clock, there's another creative expert coming out with another fantabulous DIY. So have you enjoyed yourself here today? Give me some love. I promise I will see you guys soon. Congratulations to the big winner. You guys are all winners. Love ya.